It's mailbag time here. Mitchell Renz, Chat Sports. And if you don't see your question up on the show, remember, you can always hit me up on IG at MitchellRenz365, or you can yell at producer Jeff over on Twitter at Jeffrey Cooperstein. Is that close enough? Jeff _ Coop 27. We'll put that in the links, don't worry. All right, let's go to Nick McKee. Is DeSean Jackson a Hall of Famer? I'm going to say no. I think DeSean Jackson has done a lot of good things. He's had longevity, and if you want to put longevity into the conversation, then he probably ends up making the Hall of Fame. I think we're getting to a point where Hall of Fame is getting bogged down a little bit. It's like, is Phillip Rivers a Hall of Famer? There was never a point where I thought Phillip Rivers was one of the best quarterbacks in the league. However, his numbers, because he's had a long career, put him in that discussion. I'm going to say no. I don't think DeSean Jackson is a Hall of Famer. Let's go to Paul James. Do you think the Raiders will actually get Gilmore or Tyrann Mathieu? But my gut feeling tells me no. I think the chances of them going to another team are a lot greater than them going to the Raiders. However, if I were to say which one is the more likely scenario, I think the Honey Badger is actually more likely than Stephon Gilmore from people that I've talked to. All right, let's go to Holton. What up, brother? Do you see any teams trying to make moves for Micah Thomas or Calvin Ridley? Michael Thomas, maybe they go ahead and do that, though. If I'm New Orleans, I'm not going to try to move him away. The only way I trade away Michael Thomas is if your guys are going to give me a first-round pick and take on his contract. Calvin Ridley ain't playing this year. Calvin Ridley took off last season to get his head right, then gambled. Now he can't play and he's suspended for the entire season. Sure, there's going to be teams that take a chance on Ridley, but Ridley's also getting into this area where I'm starting to worry about him because a lot of talent, but sometimes certain players can't get out of their own way, and I'm worried Ridley's going to go down that path. Let's go to All You Can Eat Pete. What type of contract could Lamar Jackson get? I'll tell you what, man. Lamar Jackson, to me, is very hard to wrap my mind around right now because the Ravens, it sounds like they're trying to engage in conversations with him about a long-term deal, and Lamar's kind of like, we'll figure it out. If I was Lamar Jackson's agent, I'd say, you see the deal Deshaun Watson just got? That's the type of deal I got. I don't think Lamar's as good as Deshaun Watson, if I'm being 100% honest with you, and that's crazy to say because Deshaun hasn't played in a long time. But also Lamar's coming off his worst season that he's ever had his entire career, had some injury issues on top of that. I see him getting a deal very similar or in the range of slightly under what Josh Allen got, which some people are like, oh, he's not as good as Josh Allen. You're 100% right. But when you look at all the other deals that have gone down since then, Matthew Stafford went down. You had the new deal with Aaron Rodgers go down. You had Derek Carr's probably about to get a new deal as well. So I would say it's going to be a little bit more similar to the Dak Prescott / Josh Allen type of deal if Lamar does get one with Baltimore. Speaking of the Ravens, speaking of the AFC, who's the best team in the AFC? Shout out to Captain Rex. Shout out to Boomer Raider 75 over on Rumble. Let me know, who's the best team in the AFC? Because there's a lot of good teams out there. I think you can legitimately say almost any team from the AFC West, almost any team from the AFC North, maybe minus the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills just because I don't really think that they've gotten worse this offseason. They still have Josh Allen, I'll say the best quarterback in the National Football League. Let me know, though. A lot of moves in the AFC. Who's the best team? Let me know what you're thinking. Let's go to Super Chat coming in here from Cole. Number one free agent the 49ers should sign today. Chase, number one free agent the 49ers should sign. He's thinking. Julio Jones. Okay. So the last time Julio was in Kyle Shanahan's offense, he played an X receiver. And I believe that was the year Julio had 136 catches, put up an insane amount of yards. And it was Julio, and then also his name was Pierre Garçon, was another really good X receiver in Kyle Shanahan's offense. It'd be fun. It'd be entertaining. Deebo Samuel, Julio, George Kittle. All right, Brandon Ayuk. We'll see. Let's go to Felipe Durante. Should the Browns, what do you say? Duarte? No, I don't Duarte. Should the Browns draft a receiver if they get Jarvis in free agency? The Browns just decided to not bring back Jarvis. I get it was more to do with the contract. What would be really interesting is OBJ said he'd be open to returning to Cleveland to play with Deshaun Watson. I think the Browns not going to bring back Jarvis. And also, if I was Jarvis, I wouldn't want to go back to Cleveland personally. In terms of what they could do, I think going in the draft is the more proper way for Cleveland. And if I was an NFL team, I think you're going to see them start going for a lot of these receivers, because when you look at how much money somebody like Christian Kirk's getting, why would I pay Christian Kirk $18 million a year when I can go out and get arguably a better receiver in the draft? Hector Gaming, Raiders trading Waller. I sure hope not. I've seen the rumors out there, and I know I've talked about a potential Darren Waller trade. Trading Darren Waller doesn't make the Raiders better. And in fact, I don't really think it makes sense, because you want to try to get the most out of your offense. You want to try to get the most out of Derek Carr and Josh McDaniels. They're going to run a 2 tight end scheme. Darren Waller's top 3 tight end in the league. So I don't see it happening. The only scenario where it happens, and something that I've mentioned before, is Darren says, hey, I want a brand new contract. I want to make X amount of dollars. The Raiders say, no, that's too much. And then they say, okay, trade me. The only way I'm moving on from Darren Waller is if you get a first-round pick. But even that, I don't want that to happen, because I'll tell you the last 6 first-round picks for the Raiders. Wouldn't take any of them for Darren Waller. That I can guarantee you. Now, how about this, y'all? We are also live on Rumble, so major shout-out to everyone watching us on Rumble right now. And if you want to see even more exclusive content, go ahead, give us a follow over there at rumble.com/NFL Daily. We're trying to get to 2,000 followers on Rumble NFL Daily channel. So if you like free and uncensored content, I got you covered. We're going to be doing this to grow on that platform. Why? The more we grow on Rumble, the more content and videos that you guys are going to be able to get. So take a second and give us a follow. Rumble.com/NFL Daily. Let's go to Alan Foster. How many catches for Austin Hooper this season with the Titans? I'll tell you what, if you were to tell me who do I think is going to be the best bargain tight end in fantasy for a PPR league, it's Austin Hooper. Austin Hooper just a few years ago was a top 5 PPR tight end on the Atlanta Falcons. Then goes over to Cleveland. For whatever reason, Cleveland didn't use him the right way, and Cleveland's always had a weird thing with tight ends and whatnot. However, that sounds really bad out of context, especially with, no, I'm not going to get into it. Austin Hooper, though, with the Tennessee Titans, he's going to be an option there, and he's going to be on the field a whole bunch. So I would say catches-wise, let's go 65 catches for Austin Hooper. He might be able to get into the 70 range as well. For more news, analysis, rumors, and you want that stuff 365 days a year, we got you covered here at Chat Sports. If you like shows that remind you of, I don't know, sitting around the bar, talking to your friends and family, that's what this show's designed to do. My entire life, every family reunion I've ever been to, all we ever do is talk sports. All we ever do is do different scenarios, and that's why when you see us asking, hey, go ahead and comment this, hey, go ahead and do that, it's because we want to have that two-way conversation. So shout out to Cujo, Cole, the Pass Master, Oh God, Shelly, Dalma, Captain Rex. I appreciate you guys always tuning in. And if you want to see a shout out on a future show, turn on that notification bell. Let's go to Haven. Who do the Rams get in the draft? I don't have a great answer for you, because I think predicting what happens in the first round, that's tough enough. They don't have a first-round pick, and they haven't had a first-round pick since 2016, since they drafted Jared Goff. And they've had the best record in the NFL over that stretch, and I think that's what you saw this offseason. The Rams, they traded away a lot of their picks to get good players, won a Super Bowl. I get it. Draft picks are fun. They could be a mystery box. They could be a boat. But I'd rather just go out and get a boat if I know somebody's out there. Go out and get the good players. So Rams getting in the draft. Sorry, brother. I don't have a good answer for you at this current moment. Let's go to Antonio Jimenez. Which wide receiver do you think the Jets have a great chance of trading for, DK or A.J. Brown? I mean, the one that's more likely, I'll say, is DK Metcalf. Though, if I was DK, I wouldn't want to go to the Jets. If I was A.J. Brown, I wouldn't want to go to the Jets. I think the Seahawks are in better position to win than New York. And the Titans are definitely in better position to win. Now, if the Jets say, hey, DK, we'll pay you more than what we're paying, than what the Dolphins paid Tyreek Hill, that's going to change a lot of opinions. I don't see that happening. I see DK, if he got traded, you're going to get $21-22 million. But you also got to remember, I don't see the Jets making that move, man. I'm sorry. Let's go to Carter Fedorov. After the Cowboys' disappointing offseason, do they make any more legitimate moves? Tom, Cowboys, any more legitimate moves? Maybe a guard. Is that legitimate? I'm not sure. But you know what? You still need a guard, right? You gotta keep Dak healthy. So what are y'all thinking about this? Who's going to win the Final Four? When I am live right now, it is Wednesday. All 4 teams are active. However, depending on when this video goes out, we might already have the championship game set. So I want to know, who will win the Final Four? Is it going to be Duke, North Carolina? Is it going to be Villanova? Or is it going to be KU? Who is going to win the Final Four? Let's go to Washington dollar bills. If you were the Steelers and Desmond Ridder was there at 52, would you draft him? A lot of people would probably say yes. I'm not a Desmond Ridder fan. Call me crazy. And I know some people are like, wow, like Desmond Ridder at 52, it's good value. I think if the Steelers want to win that division right now, you don't draft another quarterback. And I don't really have a lot of confidence in Mitchell Trubisky. I'm being 100% honest with y'all. But you know no matter what, you're going to have the worst quarterback in that division. So try to build as much as humanly possible on the defense. Try to build as much humanly possible on the offense. I'm going to say if Pittsburgh says, we think that we can win now, I'm not going to take Ridder at 52. If you're like, well, I don't think we can win right now, then sure, Desmond Ridder at 52 is an okay option. BV50, Mitchell, do you think Jimmy G stays with the 49ers as a backup? I don't. I would be shocked, and I don't think it would make sense. I think the 49ers, Shanahan, I think they've all played this hand pretty badly from top to bottom, but I do not think Jimmy Garoppolo is a member of the 49ers. Do I know where he goes? No. I just don't think he stays with San Francisco. Now, I know a lot of people want more content from me, from the rest of the Chat Sports gang. Well, how about this? If you're a Raiders fan and you're watching this right now, if you want more exclusive videos, I put out 2 extra videos over on Locals at the link that you see below, RaidersReport.locals.com, and I do one live show every single week. If you want to see crazier videos like me eating the hottest chip in the world, that video is available for supporters as well. When I tell you it's hot, it's hot. It's like, I believe a jalapeno is like 2,000 Scoville units. This freaking chip is 2 million Scoville units. So it's, when I tell you it's hot, if you touch it, it burns your hands, and you can read the warning label. If you touch the chip, you're not supposed to touch a baby. I don't know about you. That's pretty hot. If you want to watch me make a fool of myself, that video is available over on Locals at RaidersReport.locals.com. Raquel, will the Saints sign the Honey Badger now that Malcolm Jenkins retired? I actually think the fit is, it makes sense. Like, Malcolm Jenkins is a strong safety, and I don't really think that Tyron at this point of his career can still be a true free safety. Now, he can drop back into coverage. I don't want to say that, but he's somebody who I think you want to have up near the box a little bit more. Can do a few different things from side to side. I do think it makes sense. Yes, I do. So how about this, y'all? Go ahead and chime in. What is the best division in the National Football League? And there's 3 answers to this. I think you can go the NFC West. It has the defending champs. Got the 49ers in it as well. Also, you got, the Cardinals, the Seahawks. NFC West. AFC West, which has the Chiefs, Raiders, Chargers, Broncos. I'll also say the AFC North. The Browns with Deshaun Watson is interesting. The Ravens, before Lamar went down, they were the number 1 team in the AFC. And then on top of that, you know that the Bengals, they're going to be legit. Some people might even say, oh, with the Dolphins going out and trading for Tyreek Hill, Miami's a contender with New England, and then Josh Allen and the Bills. Like, a lot of excitement, but I want to know who is the best, or which division is the best in the National Football League. And Finney, what do the Seahawks do with D. Eskridge? Can he be our 22 version of Percy Harvin? That's a name that I haven't heard in a while. I love Percy Harvin. I thought it's a real shame that Percy had the migraine issues, because he was so entertaining to watch. I mean, he was better version of Cordell Patterson. Personally, D, I liked what I saw out of him. I thought it was a good pick by Seattle. He's an electric player. If you're looking for Percy Harvin, I don't think that you're going to get that. I think he's going to be better than what Tavon Austin was, too. I'm trying to think of all these gadget players that were fun and entertaining guys from top to bottom. What? No. Somebody said Debo. He's not Debo Samuel. Yeah, well, he ain't Debo. He's D. Eskridge. He ain't Debo. There's a big difference there. Let's go to Cody. All right, give me some potential moves next for my Saints. I think the next big move that New Orleans makes is, if they make a big move, it's for the Honey Badger. And I think the Honey Badger going back home does make a lot of sense for them. They were able to move around a whole bunch of money, which does make sense. I think the other thing that you could potentially see them doing is finding a left tackle. I don't know if that means going out and trading for one, trying to sign a top left tackle, maybe like a Dwayne Brown or something like that. But the fact that Teron Armstead left, went to Miami, left tackle is still a big-time need. And maybe even running back, maybe Devonta Freeman, maybe somebody like Latavius Murray, just in case Alvin Kamara ends up getting suspended.